Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what our contracts look like and how to fill them out line by line, line by line. Hopefully this video provides value for you guys out there. And if you want these contracts, definitely check them out in the link below. We have like a whole contract package thing that you guys can get. It's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of stuff. But check that out. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm not going to babble or anything. Let's go right now. All right, everybody. So we are here inside of Doc Hub. We use Doc Hub. It's only like $50 a year to electronically get documents signed electronically. I'm sending and receiving. So this is what we do if we, can't get out there and physically get a contract to someone. So this contract is a very basic purchase and sell agreement. We did have a lawyer look over this and review it. We actually created it. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. We got this from Google, and I changed some things around. Then I had a lawyer check it out and look at it. So he approved it and everything for here in Texas, and we're good to go. We've never had any issues in regards to this two-page contract. I will be completely honest with you again. It really just depends on the type of seller in regards to what type of contract you send them. If it's a real analytical type of seller who knows Texas law and isn't going to question anything, even though everything's legit in here, and maybe is familiar with real estate, we send them the Trek 1-4 contract. That's the official Texas contract. It's 11 pages. It can be overwhelming to individuals. Everybody outside of the analytical type of seller, we just send them this quick 2-pager, and this works wonders. I bought my last rental with this one, so this will work enough. So let's get right into it. Let me bring you down, or bring me over here so you can see everything. I'll make me a little smaller, actually right here. And I'm gonna edit template just so I can plug and play. So in a nutshell, purchase agreement of real estate, okay? This agreement is made, then we literally just put the date here. By and between, this is the seller. So Mr. Seller. And, or hereinafter called sellers, and me, the buyer. So I'll just put a happy home buyers. You can put your personal name, LLC. I wholesaled my first 3 deals using my name, so no worries at all. And then you want to always make sure you have and or assigns here. This literally just allows you to, you can either buy it or you can assign it to an end buyer, like your rights, your interests, you can assign that to an end buyer. Honestly, sellers don't even see this. The sellers that do see this, you just have to explain to them, hey, I may be selling this or assigning this to my partner, just, or our money partners, or I'll be partnering up with somebody else who has the money, the funds. There's a lot of ways you can creatively get around that. Basically, called the buyer. Buyer and seller shall hereinafter, I hate that word, jointly be referred to as the parties. So the next step or next portion is the description of the premises. You will literally just put in the address, 123 Main Street. And this is the legal description for the title company, so they can make sure you got the right property under contract and that they're processing the exact file. So usually it'll say something to the tune of the subdivision, Johnny Wells subdivision. That's weird. Subdivision, block 1, lot 3. Something to the tune of that, but you just have to go to your county appraisal district to get that information, okay? Next, the description written as follows, as is condition, right here, big and bold, so the seller can see that. Description is including any fixtures, windows, and floor coverings, built-in appliances, basically everything on the property we're getting, blinds, windows, door screens, awnings, outdoor plants. I take plants and bring them home, literally, I like plants. But yeah, we just like to throw that in there so the seller won't try to take, like, uninstall a window or something, like if they have a new window or something. And then here's the meat and potatoes, purchase price. Seller agrees to convey property to buyer for the sum of 50,000. That's always a good price here in Houston. But yeah, you literally just type in the price right here. So here's a little trick for you guys. You see there's something here, right? Let me show you what's here. Earnest money. So when you're talking to a seller, you never really want to bring up earnest money. If things are going smooth, it's flowing, conversation is flowing, don't bring up earnest money. Yeah, so in those situations, I blank it out so they don't see the contract and then ask, hey, oh yeah, I forgot, how much earnest money are you going to put down? So yeah, hopefully that doesn't sound sketchy to you guys. It's not sketchy. I just don't like to put earnest money down. And if I do have to, I'm just putting down the buyer's earnest money deposit to me down with the title company. All right. But for the individuals who do want you to put earnest money down, you literally just type it in, earnest money deposit, put whatever you want, $500 or something. But for this video purposes, we're just going to leave this blank. We'll just pretend we didn't have that conversation with the seller and that they just want to sell the house. They don't care. So the terms, the following terms are applicable, to this contract. Closing costs, attorney fees, title fees, and other miscellaneous costs are to be paid, paid in the following fashion, paid in full by the buyer. So we're going to cover everything basically. And that always comes up in the conversation at the appointment. Any taxes, not including transfer taxes, liens, basically everything attached to the property will be closed and paid in full by the seller. So they'll have to, if it's initially we want the seller to take care of all the taxes, all the liens and everything. But depending on the negotiation that you guys are having, the terms of the deal, sometimes you will have to cover liens. And if that's the case, you'll put them in the special provisions down here that we'll get to. But from the jump, basically they'll cover everything. It'll come out of their portion of their proceeds. Number 3, the seller and buyer will set closing to be as soon as possible for all parties, but no later than 30 days. And basically what all the rest says is if we do have to go longer than 30 days, we just have to basically get like an addendum to the agreement. That's just a single document that both parties sign to extend the closing. Okay. Number 4, we talk about property being sold as is with no warranties implied or stated from the seller. Pretty straightforward. Number 5, seller to provide buyer with permission to access the property for purposes such as evaluation of repairs needed and for final inspection. If the property is vacant, seller shall provide buyer with a key to access the property specifically for the reasons above. Key shall be provided on the day of ratification. So basically when they sign the contract, we just need access to the property. If it's us or if it's our buyers, we just need to set the stage up front to the seller, like, hey, we're going to need access. If you want to leave a window unlocked, leave the key, whatever. We can leave a lockbox. That's always best. So you can just tell your buyers to go by without you even having to be there. Ding, that's golden. Number 6, this offer is contingent on the seller providing a clear title to the buyer. The buyer will have 10 days to determine if the title is insurable. If it's not insurable, this agreement shall be terminated. So basically, if we can't get clear title, this contract basically is terminated, but majority 99% of the time, we're going to get clear title. Even if we have to hop it around to a different title company, we're going to get clear title, but this just protects us basically. And this also protects us as well. This offer is subject to financial partners' approval. So we don't get into specifics on who that financial partner is. It can be my buyer, Craig. It could be my buyer, Thomas, or my buyer, Betty. If we don't get their approval, we will not be able to move forward with the process. So yeah, this is just an out clause for you if you have to, by any chance, pull out of a deal, which I condone that. I don't like that at all. But if something happens to where shit hits the fan and you have to pull out, this can help you. Number 8, the title report and survey, if required, will be ordered promptly, and if not available on the settlement date, then settlement may be delayed for up to 14 days. Basically, if it's backed up, in regards to getting the survey, this just allows us to go a little farther to get that survey in, because that can delay a closing sometimes. Number 9, any changes must be made in writing and mutually agreed upon. Like if the closing date has to change or anything in y'all's agreement has to change, y'all both have to sign something and then turn that into the title company as well. Okay. I always like to throw this in there just for the seller to see it like visually, because I always say this: if the seller needs moving assistance, we will work together to figure out the best solution possible. So me and my partner Derek, we always provide either storage for their stuff, their belongings, movers. We have movers on speed dial, any kind of assistance whatsoever in regards to getting out of the property so we can close, we'll gladly pay for. Usually up to $1,000, but we always try to keep that as low as possible. So we're almost done, guys. Number 11, risk of loss. So if the property basically is damaged prior to closing, basically you can end the contract, or you may be able to possibly get insurance proceeds depending on your agreement with the seller. That's never happened to us or anything. I don't even think I would go after the insurance proceeds, but I would like to be able to cancel the contract and get any earnest money that was potentially deposited back. So number 11, that just helps with that. Number 12, no judgments. So we always ask the seller, hey, are there any liens on the property, any mortgages, any, baby mama drama? They always laugh. That's a icebreaker, great way to build rapport. But basically the seller is agreeing that there's no judgments on the property that will threaten the equity or anything with the title. So that's that. And then acceptance. We just want the seller to understand that this instrument will become a binding contract when accepted by the seller and signed by both parties. Just so they know this is serious, so we're having this conversation up front, like, hey, there's no backing out or anything. Are you sure you want to sell your property? It's worded a little differently, but we just want to make sure they don't get cold feet or anything. But that's why you file a memorandum. So if they do get cold feet, you can be like, look, hey, we have a legally binding contract. Y'all are gonna have to pay me out if y'all want to jump ship and sell somewhere else. That's a whole nother video. And then number 14, close of escrow will be, boom, we're closing today, October 13th, 2021. Yeah, self-explanatory. Special provisions, anything that's not talked about in this contract, you put down here, or if you want to reiterate it, like for it to stand out in the seller's minds. So buyers purchasing the property as is condition will cover the closing costs. And for this, I forgot to erase this, but for this property, we agreed to, since the property has existing liens, title company will do a search to let us know the exact amount. So she wasn't sure how much she owed on the property. So we put that in there because then, we have to figure out how much we're going to have to pay, if we have to pay the liens, or if she's going to have to pay the liens. We just have to figure that out. So we put that in there. But if by any chance you agree, the amount of liens or the mortgage, you just put that in there. Buyer agrees to cover the liens attached to the said property. All right. So you can put whatever in there, just stuff you want to highlight, basically. Right here, the title company, you just put Joe Schmo title. And always, this is pre-built in there. So whenever I either print this out or send it over, it's already signed, ready to go. You just date it, and then the seller will have to sign. If there's 2 sellers, put another signature down here and 2 dates, and boom, you are good to go. All right. Hopefully that was a pretty self-explanatory video and y'all understood everything. Yeah, go back, rewatch this again, rewatch this 10 times just so you can get the feel of the contract, because there will be times where you have to explain the contract to a seller, you don't want to be fumbling around number 5 or 6 or anywhere on the contract. All right, guys, so I hope that video was, brought a lot of value to you guys. I hope now you fully understand how to fill out a simple 2-pager contract. And yeah, like I said, go back, rewatch this video a lot, pause it, click on the link below, get the contract, print it out, and practice filling it out, all that stuff, because you want to make sure you portray yourself as being very knowledgeable. Not just portray, you want to make sure you are very knowledgeable when talking to these sellers and explaining the contract. Because remember, it's a binding contract. They don't sell a house every day, so this is something very new to them. You want to make sure you present yourself as a professional. All right, so let me know in the comments if you have any questions regarding any parts of the video or the contract specifics, because I can, I'll respond exactly and answer that question to the T. Okay. If I provided value to you guys, definitely like and subscribe, share, turn the notification bell on if you haven't already. Till then, y'all stay productive, be great, and let's just take action. That's it. It's that simple. Just take action. All right. Talk to y'all later.